Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shit's about to hit the fan. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays on Wrestling with Freddie.
Mr. Jeff.
What up, baby?
First off, tell the people where you're going to be this weekend.
This week, I'm going to be in Boston, Massachusetts, and then on, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Laugh Boston, and then on Sunday, I'm going to Providence, Rhode Island. I've headlined every state, including Alaska and Hawaii, except Rhode Island. It's hard to find comedy in that small little space. And so I'm going to be checking off all 50 states this Sunday.
No way.
Pretty cool, right?
That's awesome. And you're ending with a state that I have a lot of history with.
Oh, really?
One of my dearest friends is the former boxer Pete Manfredo, the Pride of Providence. He was on Sylvester Stallone and Sugar Ray Leonard's show called The Contender. He was a world champion after that show. He lost a tough fight against Joe Calzaghe when Calzaghe was in his prime, and Pete was too light for that fight. But he's a dear, sweet friend of mine, and I love him to death. And if he's listening or if his family's listening, your dad's the best. I love him so much, Pete. You're the man. And then my uncle, Ron de Blasio, who you may have met over the years because he's represented different stand-up comics from Richard Pryor to my dad to George Lopez. He represents Fluffy. He's always loved stand-up comedians. He's from there, and he used to work for this guy named Ray Patriarca. And Ray Patriarca was a mob boss, and he's the only mob boss that never was brought in for questioning in the history of that, like, crime area up there from Boston to Providence to New York, that whole area. He's the only one that got away with it, got away with murder, literally and figuratively, for his entire mob career. Never even got brought in for questioning. And my uncle used to work for him back when he was a teenager. He would run numbers for him back in the day. And do other fun stuff. No, he wasn't like a hit guy or anything like that. He just did like petty crime stuff for him. But yeah, he used to always tell me about Ray Patriarca. And so I did a convention there, or I was booked to do a convention there, and I couldn't wait to like see all the places. And then at the last minute I had to work, and I couldn't go. But yeah, I've been there for wrestling shows because it's a good wrestling town.
Yeah.
And back when I worked there. And my uncle's from there, and one of my dear sweet friends is from there. So you're going to a great state with great people, and that's crazy that it's going to be all 50 freaking states.
Well, it's like most comics go, I've done all the states except, Alaska and Florida. Or no, sorry, Alaska and Hawaii. That's like they always say those are the two. But, this was the hardest one for me to get was Rhode Island. They don't have like much going on there, but it sounds like they have a lot going on there. I'm very excited.
Good, man. Good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about business.
Yeah.
I went to New York City to help promote this movie that I'm in called I Know You Did Last Summer. It's a remake of the one that we did in 1997 and the sequel we made a year later. There might be spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen the movie and you plan on seeing it, maybe this isn't the right episode for you to listen to. Maybe you should go back in the logs and listen to something different. But we'll talk a little bit about my trip, and then we'll talk about the business that the movie did, and then get Jeff's thoughts and questions and all that too. So here we go, guys. I flew to New York. I had to do a little more press than I thought I would, because not everybody was available to spread the weight evenly, so to speak. So I took a trip to New York to do some Sirius XM radios. I got to do the Sam Roberts show. I like Not Sam. He's a good dude. I've known him for a long time, so I got to do his show. I got to do the morning mashup show, which was fun. They were all super nice and cool. Morning shows, Jeff has to do these when he does comedy, I feel like, is the strangest energy of any interview you'll do, because no matter what time, sometimes they're pre-taped, sometimes they're live, but they have to project this feeling of we are awake and alert and it is going to be a beautiful day. And if you guys know me on this podcast, I'm much more like, hey, everybody, what's going on? Like, that's
which is better. It's more realistic. It's more real.
So my energy never, ever matches with them. But I love when stand-up comics do it because you see this happen. And maybe I'm wrong, but this is just what I see. You can tell me. Each comic makes a choice when they're doing morning TV or morning radio. And it's a choice where they either go, okay, I'm going to play along and just do this. Or you know what? Fuck it. It's not my audience, but I'm getting my jokes in, and I'm going to laugh if no one else does.
I've done both of those multiple times, just based on whatever mood I'm in. You know, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, let's just be nice. But then sometimes I'm like, this is so corny, and I hate this shit. And I'm just going to ruin it. I'm going to say naughty things. I'm going to make and all the producers are in the back going, yeah, is this guy gonna, it's kind of fun to be the arsonist at the fire.
Yeah, man, I see it happen all the time. I follow a lot of stand-up comics on my Instagram, and they always post their morning show things. And I saw one. He's a guy that I worked with. Actually, he was a writer. His name's Greg Fitzsimmons, and he was doing one, and he was talking about strip clubs in Las Vegas, and they were all like named after animals. And he got to the Crazy Horse, and he goes, "But it's weird because if you're drunk and you say it, it's much more crazy ho." And they're all like, no. And he goes, "What? I didn't say it. I wasn't going to finish it. You guys don't have to jump all over me like that." And the ownership that you guys can have over these rooms is an ownership that I envy very much, because you can have them paralyzed in fear to where you now control the entire setting and they have no say. They have no say because it is live. With me, it's not like that. Like, they have to ask questions about my kids, my marriage, which I friggin' hate. I get really uncomfortable and shy, so I kind of like astral project to Hawaii and then just sort of give them vanilla ice cream answers until they ask a question that like snaps me out of it, right? So I did that. The TV ones are even harder and more uncomfortable because people can see your face. They can see if you blush. They can see if you're going to cry. And I don't like people seeing all that stuff with me. I'm a private dude for the most part, says the guy with a podcast. But I did Good Morning America with two of the young men on the cast, Jonah and Tyreek. These guys were so good in this movie. And it was Tyreek's first friggin' time doing morning television. And he was like, "Yo, are you guys nervous? You don't look nervous." And I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "When I was young, man." I was like, "But I've done this a few times." And he kind of laughed. And I was like, "Just, this is an opportunity for you to shine. So just do your thing." And sure as shit, man, his story killed, and the whole audience laughed, and everybody was like into it, and he crushed. And I just kind of sat there and just tried to put them over, so to speak, and talk about how good they were. I mean, they really are. They were better actors at their age than I was at that age. I'm not trying to shit on myself. I got better. But yeah, I just really respect their work a lot. So I go out there. The first night I have dinner with my god sister. My godfather, for those of you who don't know, was this guy named Bob Wall. And Bob Wall was the guy that trained with Bruce Lee when Bruce came to America. He was already a black belt, but Bruce sought him out because he was a badass. And he wanted him in his movies. And so he was the guy with the scar down his eye that Bruce kicks right in the nutsack and then kicks him into a locker in another movie. And Bruce is like, "You lose, Carl Miller." That's my godfather is Carl Miller. And so his name was Bob Wall, and I had dinner with his daughter, my god sister, and we closed the restaurant down. They literally threw us out of the restaurant. We were just catching up. He passed away last year, and it still kind of like broke on our family's heart. And then the second day, I had dinner with one of my managers at a great restaurant called Il Postino, which everyone should go to. They're not paying me to say this. It was just delicious. And we talked about how I thought the movie was going to do. And I said, I'm hearing the tracking's not so good. It's tough because, we're right after Superman and right before Fantastic Four, which is not a good release date. And the original was released in October near Halloween, and I always thought that would have been the perfect spot for our movie as well. And I thought people would have even moved off our date if we claimed an October spot. And October, if you think about it, is not that far away. And so I said, I think I'd be happy with like 15. Like that would be a good number. Well, we didn't get there. We almost got there, but we didn't get there. We got to 13. But I did everything I could. I've said this before, an actor is in charge in between the words action and cut. Everything outside of that, ain't nobody trying to hear my opinion. And most of the time I shut up and don't give my opinion anyway, unless we're talking wrestling. But so we were talking and I was like, yeah, I'm nervous, man. Like, they're wanting to play with the big boys, but they didn't spend big boy money on this movie. Like, the summer movies have budgets of $100 million or more. Like, there's a rare occasion where it's smaller than that. Like Final Destination had 50, but that wasn't considered a summer movie. It was earlier in the summer, And it was just considered a straight up, extension of the horror franchise. They wouldn't call that like a summer movie. It just did summer blockbuster freaking numbers. Shout out to my girl who's in that movie, Anna. And shout out to Devin Sawa, who helped create the whole damn thing with an awesome performance in the first one. We made ours for $24 million. So the movie will make its money back, but it's not going to be that expansion of the franchise that I hoped it was going to be, Jeff. I think it might be the end of it, which is kind of a bummer for all the people that were involved. Not for me so much, because if you saw the movie, you know how it ends, and you know that, here's the spoiler part, my ass ain't coming back. I took a harpoon through the chest. Yeah, that's true. Skeet Ulrich came back as a ghost.
People find ways,
Ghost Freddie will be in the next one.
Remember Ozark? So you'd be like, I liked that character. I hate that he's dead. And he just comes back as a ghost. You're like, what?
Was that a TV show?
Yeah,
that was a TV show, right? I only watch
Netflix.
Movies, dude. I watch wrestling, UFC, and movies, and that's
a lot of
all
screen
the
time.
Yeah, that's enough. So I was kind of bummed, but again, only so much, because like I said, I just didn't have. You don't have the say when you're an actor unless you're like Tom freaking Cruise. You know what I mean? And I'm just not. I don't have the track record that dude had, or has. So I was disappointed in that, but I still had fun making it. I'm really proud of what I got to do. The director is a friend of mine. I was proud that I got to be a part of her vision and see it through to the end. And I just wish it would have performed better, dude. You know how it goes. Sometimes
I get it.
You put everything into it and it just doesn't work out. I don't know what the lesson is yet. I haven't had that much time with it, but there's a lesson in there somewhere. I just haven't figured it out.
Yeah, expectations are tough. You'll have something that's great. I'm sure millions of people are going to love this movie, and maybe it just wasn't what you hoped it would have or could have been, but it's going to be awesome. I'm sure people will love it.
I hope so, man. I mean, the response has been good. Like, the influencers, young people have liked it. Old people didn't click with it, but if you look at reviews, old people shit on most horror films. But yeah, the young people have dug it. It still made good movie. And hey, don't ever forget this. We beat the fucking Smurfs movie.
Yeah. Take that, Rihanna.
Fuck those Smurfs. Fuck those Smurfs.
That's great. Have you seen the Superman? You said you watch movies. Superman came out. Did you watch it?
I haven't yet. I was doing press for this movie.
I heard it's good.
Nonstop. Dude, I haven't even seen F1. That's how bad I am.
I haven't seen that either.
I had the junket the day my family went. My son loved it. My son doesn't give a shit about superheroes unless they're from anime shows. Like, he liked Batman, the animated series, the one in the 90s, which is the greatest animated series ever. Besides, like, Bugs Bunny, obviously. But other than that, like, he does not care. He likes Rob Liefeld because he makes the guys look super buff. He's a comic book artist. For those of you who don't know, he created Deadpool. And he's drawn some pictures for my son. And yes, he lives a charmed life. And one of them's right there behind me. Up right there. That's a Rob Liefeld right there.
Oh, nice.
I stole that one. That was my son's. I took it. But yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about. But yeah, I hope
we're
the people
talking about Superman.
Superman. Oh yeah. No, I haven't seen it yet. I saw the bingo fight scene. But that's, I'm not calling it that. That's what it was called when it was sent to me, because he's like, A24, Z25. My buddy's like, yo, man, check out this bingo fight scene. So I haven't seen that yet. I will see it. I will see Fan 4, and I will see F1. I will will all three of those movies into my existence. But Jeff, baby, we got a movie theater now in the house, so I could always watch it here at the house. Yeah, dude.
Let's do it. Let's watch it.
The Wrestling Federation went on hold, but your boy bought a nice house.
I love that.
So what else can I tell you guys about the movie? It's really good. I'm really proud of it. I can spoil it now. Like, the whole reason I did the movie was because I got to be the bad guy, and I've always wanted to do that since I was a little kid. I always wanted to be the guy behind the mask. I grew up watching like the old school Universal horror movies, like The Werewolf and Dracula, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon. All those were my favorite movies as a kid. And I remember when I was a little boy. My mom told me this story. I don't remember. That's a lie. But I would go down. She'd say, "Baby, it's nighttime," or "Pie" is what her and my dad called me. Pie, it's bedtime, Pie. And so I would go into all the dark places, like the bathroom and the closets and the hallway. And every time I get in a dark place, I would put my hands up and I'd go, ah! And I'd go to the next room, rah! And my mom goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm trying to scare the monsters before they scare me. And so right away, she knew I was a weird kid, right? And so we would go to Universal Studios and do like the tour where you get on the tram car and they drive you around the back lots and you can see like how the movies get made, which is part of why I started getting into movies at so young. And when all the monsters would come out before the trains would take off and like interact with the fans and you could take pictures with them and all the kids would be like, ah, and run away. And I would go up and hug them. I would hug the monsters.
That's so great.
I've always loved horror movies and I always wanted to be one of them. And I passed on this movie on, I know you did when they first mentioned it. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. And Jen Robinson, the director and writer, came to me and said, she's a friend of mine. And she goes, hey, I'm the one doing the movie. Let me pitch you. And when she was like, yo, you're going to be the killer, I was like, just tell me why. If I have a reason why, I can fucking do it. I just need why. And she spent like 30 minutes pitching the reason why. And I got totally on board and was like, yo, I'm get to be the man in the mask. I don't get to wear a mask, which sucks. You know, I don't get to be like the creature in the Black Lagoon, but you sweat like a motherfucker in those things anyway. So I dodged a bullet. I heard the guy that was the Predator talk about it. He's like, yo, I lost 25 pounds during production because I would sweat so much in the suit. I was like, I don't need all that heat. So it was a really great experience. I get to be shot with a harpoon, and they had like the tubes that squirt the blood out,
nice. And
it like went down my pants and got covered in fake blood, and I had to throw away my underwear. They were ruined. I didn't think that far ahead. I was like, nah, I don't need to do that. So I freeballed it on the way home, and which was the first time since like high school. And yeah, man, it was a great experience. I loved every minute of it, man. It was really, really fun. Really, really fun.
I'm excited to see it.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, you can still go see it. I don't know how long it'll get to stay in theaters once Fan 4 comes out, because studios pull movies so freaking quick now. But if they do pull it before you can get out there, it'll be on streaming. You'll be able to stream it. Yeah, dude.
You know, and if you ever go to Freddie's house, which I don't imagine many of you will have the luxury of going to Freddie's house, but if you ever do, or you ever see pictures from it, he has a lot of masks. He's a big mask guy.
Yeah, this is true. But so are you.
I do.
So
I love
actually
masks. I love like silly hats. I love like I don't know, but it's like dressing up is fun.
Well, wait a minute. Well, no, that's different than cosplay. Because I was going to say you hate cosplayers.
I don't hate cosplay. I like when people cosplay at these conventions and stuff. I don't like when someone's cosplaying as a wrestler. Like when they're out there doing he's dressed like Superman. I think some of the wrestlers did that. Remember Glacier was just doing Sub-Zero? Or like, what's the guy that I liked from 205 Live?
Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali. He would come out sometimes doing a straight up Iron Man thing, or like doing some sort of weird Mortal Kombat stuff. So I like cosplay. I just don't like it when people are doing it in wrestling. I was like, just be a wrestling character.
There is a girl. She's a friend of mine. Her name is Alicia Marie. And you guys should check her out on Instagram.
I know her because
yeah, you've met her. So not only is she one of the best cosplayers out there, and that's not me saying that because she's my friend. She's recognized as that.
Oh, yeah.
She makes all her own costumes. She doesn't have someone do it for her. She makes them. She made a Predator costume that looks so real, but it's like she's hot, right? So it's like that's hottest Predator ever. But she
conflicting.
It's so,
I go, now I'm attracted to Predator.
To the Predator. I was about to say that.
She's got like a great body. She's got like beautiful eyes. You know, she has really like crystal-y like eyes, and then like this banging body, and then she's very pretty. And now I'm like, now I'm into Predator. That's I guess right. You know, like it's
That's
very
right.
conflicting.
Guys were taking pictures with her at Comic-Con in San Diego when her and I first met. And the look on their faces was so excited but conflicted all at the same time.
It's a whole
they were
thing,
like,
but
what an exciting journey. Her, but, yeah, exactly. All right, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. You got to see life with the curtain pulled back, like the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm just Jeff Goldblum. I'm not a giant wizard. And now you guys know all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys next week and every week on Wrestling with Freddie. On behalf of Jeff, I'm that guy, Freddie. Bye.
Yeah.